Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. It's good to have you back. This thing is absurd. I genuinely wonder if we're in some kind of simulation. Like, look, this line, I drew it yesterday and I'm just pointing it out again. Like, this is absurd. These are absolutely parallel lines. Let me delete this one for you. Delete regular line, and let me make this easier. Let me make this a solid line. There we go, a solid line. And there it is. These are the tops of the two tops that we just had, right? That is right on top of both of them. Now, if I copy this and I paste it, there's the second line. Now, I'm not going to change anything. I'm just going to bring it straight down. And wow, it just matches perfectly. Dude, this kind of stuff is absolutely absurd. It truly is absolutely absurd. Like, why is this so? Like, we have a match there, we have a match there, we have a match there, and we have a match there. This would mean that this is the bottom. That is the bottom, right? And if we do come back down, we're going to touch here and then bounce back up. It's unlikely we're going to break through this, right? This is a great, like a very strong line of support, if you want to call it that. But I wonder if this is just a giant simulation, right? Is this a giant simulation? I don't know. By the way, if you've never been here before, and you probably haven't, my name's Matt, and what I do is dollar cost average $1,000 a day into my favorite crypto every single day. And yesterday was Bitcoin, and I'm going to keep doing Bitcoin because that's what I like right now. And yesterday's transaction came in, I'm at 7,300, and today's transaction will show up in a couple hours. This thing's like 12 hours behind schedule every time. So we'll wait and see. But this thing is absolutely absurd that this is how it works out. If this is the bottom, then we have some important things that we need to watch out for. So I'm going to get rid of these lines. The first thing is I would check the Heikinashi. That's what I'm going to see right now. And let's see where the Heikinashi sits, right? And so we're on the daily. We need to move to the weekly to get an accurate reading. What the Heikinashi does is gives us trend lines, essentially, right? And according to this, we are green right now, but in about 4 hours from now, so today's an important day. In 4 hours from now, we're going to see if we're going to have a positive or negative, and it's very narrow. It's unbelievably narrow. So if, let me zoom in so I can make this easy for you to see. If this bit right here, this tiny bit right here, is that gonna, can I draw this? No, it's not drawing. Okay, I see. So it's very, very small. So between here and here, so it's between it basically needs to close above 39,100. That's what it needs to do. It needs to close above 39,100, and we have a green Heikinashi. This is a bullish statement. This is bullish. This is good. If you're a bull, I'm not a bull. I'm obviously a bear. You know this. If it does, then we're heading into positive territory. And I would not be surprised if we start really heading up, right? This would be the indicator that we need to head up. The Heikinashi is a measurement based on the previous candle. So it is not accurate price-wise either. It says the price is, what, 41,666. So it takes an average of the previous day's high from the middle section. Now, I'm not explaining that properly. I'll make a video just for Heikinashi, explaining Heikinashi candles. But it is great to get rid of all the noise that we would see. Like, if we switch to regular candles on the, this is the weekly, look at all the noise. It's negative, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, and then so on and so forth. And we get all this, like, mixed up signals, right? But, and so we have two positive weeks. This is good news if you're a bull. But if you switch to the Heikinashi, you see that it's a lot cleaner. We've been in a downtrend, and we're finally maybe breaking out of this downtrend. And my suspicion now is that we have broken out of this downtrend, right? I believe this is the end of the downtrend. Of course, it's possible that we don't, but my bet is that we have broken out. There's another thing that I want to show you, that I find quite interesting, right? Is this a bull flag? Is this a giant bull flag, right? Like, we're coming up this way, we're going down, we're going down, we're going down in this channel, and then we break out this way. Is that what's going to happen here? Right? It's hard to tell because I'm not an expert in these sort of things, like bull flags and bear flags and things like that. It's not my expertise. I'm really just a passive investor, right? I like dollar cost averaging every day so I can avoid all this risk. But this stuff makes me anxious because I don't want to be dollar costing into this going up, right? I'd rather buy a pile here and then DCA up, and that seems more reasonable to me. So if I should be buying at 39K here, then I think I should be buying at 39K, right? And this is something I'm gonna have to think about this a little bit. It's quite annoying because we're not at 39K, we're at 41. Sorry, of course, right? On regular candles, we're at 41. So we're gonna have to see what happens. I suspect that we are out of this bullish trend, and that was it. That was the entire section down, and we're gonna have to do some purchases and get out of this. Well, this is my analysis at the time. This probably means I'm gonna have to buy a bigger bag at some point shortly, because I don't want to be buying a bigger bag here, 10,000 above. I don't. That's not ideal. There are people that wonder if we're going down, but it is just too unclear. There's no way to tell. And there's another interesting piece of detail, right? These are the support. I mean the risk bands I talked about last week or a couple days ago, and we are just about to get out of this green one, and I suspect we will. My suspicion now is that we're going to break through this line of resistance, which is pretty strong at 42K. And that's going to take us into a situation similar to, let me switch into days. It's going to take us into a situation similar to right here, right? This area here looks a lot like this area here. All right, we came down, we hit a bottom, and now we're coming back up, and we're at this point of resistance, and we're probably going to break through and go make new highs, right? And this is what I think is going to happen. So that being said, I think it's time to start filling up those bags, right? I don't want to miss an opportunity to fill up a bag in this green band when I don't know when we're going to come back. Now, it's likely that we'll come back at some point in the future, but who knows when? And who knows what the price will be when we re-enter this green band, right? This is 2x from the former all-time high in 2018 of $20,000. So it's definitely interesting. It's definitely an interesting time. I'm going to have to make some pretty serious decisions today. Luckily it's a beautiful day, so I go on a long, nice walk and really think about what I'm going to do, and then come back and tell you guys what I chose to do. But yes, this is the scenario as it is. So I might drop like 25% or 50% of my bag, so that it's essentially a bet, right? And I think you're gonna have to get out of the short position because it's pretty absurd. But let me make another video about that later today. But this is my analysis. This is my update for the day. I will talk to you guys later today, I think. I'll update on the news if there's something interesting to talk about. But yes, it's absurd. This is probably some kind of wild simulation. Oh, look at this thing. Just the two parallel lines blows my head off. Like, how could it work so perfectly? Just like perfectly touches there, perfectly touches there. That's difficult to kind of get around. Anyways, see you guys shortly.